Welcome to part 2 of Someone Like You by Adele. If you haven't done so already, please get the tab from my website because I'm going to be referencing that a lot throughout the song. And if you missed part 1, then I've included a link in the video right now. Okay, so let's have a look at the next 2 bars of the chorus. Right, so we're starting with a G. And this G is our folk G. So that's index finger on fret 2 on the A string, middle finger on fret 3 on the E string, and ring finger and pinky on fret 3 on the B and the E. That's a G. I've called it G folk in the tab because that's what I've always called it. So thumb on thickest, index, then ring finger twice. And then we're going to either pinch the chord, so that would be a big pinch, thumb on thickest, index, middle and ring, pulling all 4 strings. Or if you really want, you can rake, where you go thumb, index, middle, ring very quickly. Or then ring finger again. Then you're going to change to a D. Now as you make that change, leave the ring finger where it is. And so you're kind of coming from this into that. So you see my ring finger hasn't moved? You're going to pinch that D chord, all 4 strings that are involved with the D, or rake, then ring finger, middle, index. Then for the next 3 beats, we're going to pinch the thumb and the ring finger. You're going to pinch those 2, so you get 0 and 2. And then with the little finger, you can hammer it on to fret 3. So hit hard with the little finger, or you could just pick it. It's up to you. And then you're going to pick the 3 anyway, whatever happens. So that bar slowly. Then we're going to move to an E minor for the next bar. C. So with our E minor, we actually don't need the 2nd fret on the A and the D at all, but I make it anyway. So thumb on thickest, ring, middle, index, thumb on thickest, middle, index, thumb on D. That's the only time we actually need the 2nd fret on the E minor. Then you're going to make a C chord. You're going to pinch the bass note and the G, B and E string, so big pinch. Then you're going to play thumb on the A and the ring. Then you're going to put your pinky finger down on the fret 3 of the thinnest. So I'll do that bar slowly. Okay, moving on to the next 2 bars. So we've got this to start with. We've got So we're going back to our G folk for bar 24. We're going to rake it, then middle finger on the B, then pinching thumb and middle finger, then ring. To your D, going to rake the D, bottom 4 strings, or pinch it, then ring, middle, index, thumb on the D and ring, and pinky's going to hammer down onto fret 3. So that bar is. Then to our E minor again, pinching top and bottom string, then middle, then index, then thumb on D, then thumb on thickest, index, middle, index. Make your C chord, but straight away with your little finger on fret 3 on the E string to make that high G note. And you're going to pinch that, thumb, index, middle and ring. And then you're going to start to move up to fret 7 using your index finger. So my advice is while you're making the C chord, look at fret 7. And you're going to strike that twice. So let's recap those 2 bars as well. Okay, now moving on to the next two bars. We have got, staying here on fret 7, we're going to be pinching the G string, the open G and the ring finger. Then ring, in fact I'll just play that bar for you first. So, then play ring on the 7, then middle finger on 8 on the B. So it's kind of like you're making a D chord. Then index on G, middle on that 8, little finger on 10. So you see I'm sort of making a chord here. You could move up to 10, but I like to use the little finger so that we're staying here home on fret 7. Then, keeping on 7, thumb on D string and the ring, you're going to do a pinch on the 7 and you're going to slide it down to fret 5. So just keep the pressure down on the string, grate it against your callus and feel the fretboard underneath your index finger. Okay. Okay. Then open on D string, 7th fret on D string, and then 8th fret on the B string. So we go open on D, 7, okay, next bar. So, we're staying here on fret 7, we're going to pinch it or rake it, thickest string, index, middle and ring, then 7 by itself, then top and bottom string on the 7, then ring by itself, then make a C chord, do a big pinch of the C chord including the bass note on the A string, then middle, index, thumb. Put the pinky down on fret 3 on the thinnest, pinch those two strings, and then play the 3 by itself, and then by itself again on the thinnest string. Okay, next bar. So you make your folk G. You're going to pinch it, big pinch, thumb, index, middle, ring, or rake it. Then middle finger. Then pinching thickest string, index and middle. Then middle for the 3. Then I just lift up everything at that point, leave the 3 where it is. Pinching D and E strings for those open strings. Then middle, middle, thumb on the D in the middle. Then 2nd fret. G. So I'm going to do those 2 bars and just notice that there's some things called triplets which I'll speak out as I do them. It's a little bit harder on the rhythm. Triplets, triplets. Do that again. Triplets, triplets, and then we're going to move to an E minor. Okay, with this E minor, I'll play this bar. Okay, so with your E minor, you're going to be pinching thumb on thickest and index on the G, then thumb on D, index, thumb on D, thumb on thickest, thumb on D, index, thumb on D. Then make a C chord, but without the middle index finger on fret 1. Pinching the A string and the B, thumb on D, index, thumb on D, thumb on A, thumb on index, D. Okay. And then you're going to do bar 30, where you're going to play again the same combination over the C of thumb on A, thumb on D, index, thumb on D. Then put your little finger down on fret 3 on the B string and pinch. And then you can return to verse 3 and just play the whole thing through again from that page onwards. Or if it's the second time round that you've done it, you would play bar 29 with the E minor, and this is how I finished it in the video at the beginning of part 1. I just held down the 3rd fret on the thickest string and pinched thumb, index and middle. So this is my arrangement. So the only thing I haven't got in this, so I don't have the mid section, the nothing compares, no, but I feel I've got all the core elements. So if you choose to repeat it, you can, where it says return to verse 3, then you go all the way through, and then instead of doing that bit where it says return to verse 3, bar 30, instead you do 31, the outro, and then you've got the ending, okay? So I really hope you've enjoyed this lesson. It's been a pleasure to teach it to you. Please support my channel, like and comment and subscribe. And I shall see you again for another fingerstyle tutorial really soon.